Night Agent is a new FBI thriller on Netflix, so let's see if this new series is worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Netflix. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. While monitoring an emergency line, an FBI agent answers a call that plunges him into a deadly conspiracy involving a mole at the White House. Peter Sutherland is played by Gabriel Basso, and he doesn't have the most exciting job ever. He works for the White House and the FBI. He monitors an emergency line from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. and their agents are able to call him for help, and he just connects them to the White House. Even when he accepts the job, he knows it's not the most exciting thing ever. One day, he gets a call involving two agents and they are killed, and their niece calls them, and it leads them down a path to a conspiracy that leads all the way to the White House. This is 10 episodes that gradually adds more and more to this mystery and this conspiracy with people inside the White House. It's a pretty straightforward FBI White House thriller where you have people inside the White House that are involved with these deadly attacks. When I watch these CIA FBI thrillers, I easily get lost. I don't know what it is about them. I'm just so unfocused when I watch them. So I was happy when Night Agent was a pretty straightforward, easy to follow thriller, despite having moments that are building on top of each other, moments that are kind of going off in these different directions, name dropping all these people that are involved. I found it very easy to focus on this series. And throughout these 10 episodes, despite having Peter's career not being the most exciting thing ever, we get enough flashbacks and development for this character to make him a very likable character. The way that he protects people, the way that he interacts with everybody, he is a character that you enjoy watching, and that development, that character growth throughout is very nice, and Rose right alongside him does match that development. We have this relationship that is developing throughout as he's protecting her. She doesn't know exactly what is going on. Her aunt and uncle were killed in the first episode, and she doesn't know what a night agent is. She has limited knowledge about what is going on, but she's very good at technology and cracking into computers and getting information she needs, which at times can add to the convenience of this show. There are several times where our two characters, Peter and Rose, are in serious danger, and somehow they have the right information, or she knows exactly what to do to get what they need. At times the writing for it does seem very quick and simple. That may add to how straightforward and easy it is to follow, but it happened quite often. And even the acting for these two characters, they're like, oh, I know how to do that, let me go here and I could get that information. It just seems way too convenient for this type of series. But I did find myself more interested as each episode went along. 10 episodes, about 45 minutes long. I was invested in the way that it branched off into these different directions, looking at the different characters that were involved with this bombing in the first episode that set off these sequence of events. I was invested from the beginning to end. It grew more and more suspenseful throughout once we figured out who was involved in the White House and the motives behind it all, and then how these characters connected to these characters. It was a pretty entertaining series and suspenseful as well. And some of the minor characters I liked as well. Some of their storylines were worth having them in here, especially a bodyguard, Eric Monks, who was protecting the vice president's daughter. He had a really intriguing storyline, and I end up liking this character and several other minor characters that came in, middle half of the series, or they kind of faded throughout the series. I really like their presence in here. The action's pretty good as well. In the beginning of each episode, they have a previously on Night Agent little segment. It's just a bunch of people shooting at each other. That's really all the recap of the series is within the beginning of each episode. Just a bunch of people shooting at each other. But the action is filmed pretty well. There's some car chases, foot chases, shootout scenes as well. But it really focuses on this development of the characters and how they can manage to protect themselves, clear their names as well, and get to the bottom of what is going on at the White House, how it's connected to this bombing in the first episode. And so it just builds off of each other. It doesn't become complicated despite having so many different characters and so many things that are going on throughout. Gabriel Basso as Peter, like I said, really likable character. He's tough, he's confident in his role. Hong Chow had a great year last year. She was in The Well, gave a really emotional performance in that film, and she's in this series as well, has a lot to do, and I really liked her character as well. And DB Woodside as Eric Monks gives that really emotional performance as this bodyguard and looking at the trauma in his past and how he's able to overcome it as well. So overall, Night Agent, despite being a long series, is a pretty straightforward show. Easy to follow FBI White House thriller. You're going to get your classic moments of conspiracy, and there's moles in the White House. There's people involved with certain events. It feels very typical. But I did enjoy it for what it was. I like the acting and the characters in here. If it wasn't for the characters, I don't think this would be a show I would enjoy as much as I did, because I did like Peter and I did like Rose. I did like that relationship. It's easy to see where it's going to go, and it's very predictable as well with who's involved with this bombing and where it eventually does lead. So there is really no surprises within this series, but overall, it's a pretty fun show. So before I give you my score for Night Agent, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer actions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button and get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give The Night Agent a B-. Thank you guys for checking my review for Night Agent. Have you guys seen it on Netflix? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.